Hello everyone. Today we're going to start another game that I'm very excited about. The Necromancer's Tale. It's a story-rich gothic RPG. There's a lot of lore in this game, a lot of words to read, so bear with me. Apparently there are more than 180 NPC characters, which we will have to talk with in our attempt to master the dark necromantic arts. So let's start. Let's start the music. If it's too loud, let me know in the chat, please. I think this should be okay. Okay. So, which mode are we going to go with? Let's start with the balance mode. This is my fourth playthrough and I'm going in blind. So I'll probably struggle the first few chapters.
In the year of our Lord, 1701, the Republic of Venice went to war with the sovereign monarchy of Ralston. This war was over passage rights through the Adriatic Sea, though this point will rarely be brought up when the war is discussed by future historians. It was, like most wars, overstretched and too costly. Neither side could afford it, nor would they back down. Many lives were lost, and whatever the outcome, each nation would nurse its wounds for some time. The war raged on for 6 years, draining both countries' resources, but the Republic of Venice was older than Ralston and had deeper pockets. In a war of attrition, they would win, and both sides knew it. Three generals from Ralston, 2 brothers and a close friend, came together to strategize, and came up with nothing. They would not win this war. In desperation, one reached out to a dark power and was told to make pilgrimage to Golgotha. With no other avenue, they spent 1 month sailing to the walls of Jerusalem, where they docked under cover of darkness. On the hill where the man named Jesus died, they met a figure, too old to identify as man or woman. It offered them a book, an already ancient thing made of pale leathers and filled with symbols that hurt their eyes to look upon. The thing smiled as they took it, a smile made of too many teeth. Full of dread for what they had seen and what they were about to do, they sailed for another month to get home. Things had gone badly in the time they were away. Soon they would have to surrender, and Ralston would fall into decline, one it was unlikely to survive. Whatever doubt the men had about using the knowledge in that book, Their mind was set now. They cast its pages open and chanted dark incantations. And lo, did the dead walk upon the earth that night. Undead sailors hauled themselves into the Venetian boats. Soldiers dragged themselves from battlefields and clawed up from shallow graves to drive the Venetians from the land. The war was won. The Venetians could not fight Ralston's impossible numbers. They surrendered, the book was shut, and the dead were dead once more. The book was destroyed, but the world had noticed. Ralston had dark magic, and no shame in using it. Many enemies, without and within, were born that day. 1711. 3 years later, a child was born to one of the generals involved in unleashing the spell.
A beautiful baby boy.
A beautiful baby boy.
The night you were born, a blood moon hung low in the sky. There was a storm the night you were born, one that came from nowhere. A ship was caught in it, doomed to be dragged to the ocean floor below. A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green. I'm going to go with the option number 3.
A comet passed overhead that night, one that cycled between purple and green.
Okay, so these options will dictate our stats, our starting stats. So we have +2 agility, +2 acuity. Acuity refers to logical thinking and the ability to piece together clues. And we have 2 impress. It refers to your charm, okay.
Few saw it, but those that did walked away from their lives to explore more of the world before them. You were taken from your mother and left with a nursemaid for your first few days in this world.
She was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. While your paths crossed every few years, she has never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. Or a distant cousin who hated being tasked with minding you. She largely ignored you, and when it was done, she told everyone what a fine job she did and how you both had an unbreakable bond. You have not spoken since. Or a heavy-set lady who helped raise many children in the town. She was lauded for her understanding of children and how their minds behaved, though nobody turned up at her funeral when she died of heart failure. I think I'm going to go with the option number 1.
She was a kindly girl from the town's poor quarters. While your paths crossed every few years, she has never reintroduced herself. Seeing you always cheers her up, and she is content with that. You were born into wealth and status, and had all you could wish for. But your parents never had another child, and your father was often preoccupied with his work. Your mother, distant, sickly and delirious, you heard another mother say. Hoffman, the family steward, raised you more than they. It was a lonely childhood.
I'm really digging the atmosphere. And the voice acting, it's like narrating a fairy tale.
1718. You are 8 years old. You play with friends from school, 2 poorer boys, Diedrich and Flip. Your father disapproves. You play in the graveyard outside the city. Nobody goes there without an armed guard. But children do not care for such things. Children are small and fast and can outrun Ghoul. At least when the sun is up.
Sorry about that. Does the courier? I have to send a package in just a few minutes.
One day, as you play, you hear a rustling coming from some trees. You all freeze. Then a stone whizzes out of the green and hits you on the head. You stare in disbelief, a slow trickle of blood running down your face, partially blocking sight from your left eye.
Okay, I'm going to need a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Jesus. Took longer than I thought. Sorry about that. Alrighty, let's continue. The leaves part. Your cousin Lucas, 10 years your senior, steps out. You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. A group of other children from the city emerge from the tree line. You've recognized the leader, a boy named Willard.
You scan the tree line and spot Sophia, a girl you recognize from school. She throws another stone at you, but you are ready and avoid it.
Stay still! I need you to bleed enough for a ghoul to sniff you out.
She calls out.
I want to see them hunt.
You pick up a stick, and when she next flings a stone, you bat it aside. You'd want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab up any fools looking for a spot of shade. Why would you want to see a ghoul hunt me? Hunt anyone?
You'd want to be careful up there. My father says they hide in trees during the day to grab up any fools looking for a spot of shade.
In a panic, she dropped her stones and looked in the branches around her.
You're lying!
As soon as she said it, there was a screeching from another tree near her, and the branches moved.
One has caught your scent. You're done for now.
You called.
Rubbish.
She froze. The smile on your face dropped.
Why aren't you running? It's gonna get you!
She didn't move. The rustling and screeching grew nearer.
Run, Sophia! Run!
You screamed, hurting your lungs. Once she saw your worry, the colour drained from her face. She dropped down from the tree and ran crying back to the dead man's gate. That's when Flip dropped from the second tree. She had been too busy throwing stones at you to see him sneaking towards her. You, he, and Diedrich had a good laugh and returned soon to play. When you saw her next, she had realized the trick you'd played on her. She found it funny. Soon she began joining you and Flip and Diedrich in the graveyard, and fast became your fourth.
Nice.
That night, you are woken by a scratching sound at your window. You lift yourself up on one arm and rub your eyes with the other. The scratching sound turns to a chipping one, and a moment later there is a muffled sound of glass breaking. A thin black arm reaches in then and unlatches the window. You know that arm. That kind of arm. A ghoul.
A ghoul?
You scream as it pulls the window open and pulls itself into the room. You've never been so close to one. Its face is like a man's, but gaunt and twisted into a sorrowful, angry expression. It lands on the floor of your room with a sickening thud, and as it stands, it ripples and twists in unnatural ways. You scramble away from it, hot tears streaming down your face as you continue to scream, your throat already sore. The door behind you swings open. Your father steps in. As he looks at the creature, his face is expressionless. He enters the room, sword in hand, and feints to the left. As it lunges, he sidesteps to the right and slices downwards. The gore that sprays from the thing as it falls flicks onto your face. Your father looks down at you for a moment, then nods and leaves to make sure there are no others. you never play in the graveyard again.
Wow.
1721. One morning, your mother comes to your school. She takes you out, even though classes are not finished. She says everything is okay, but you do not believe her.
It's her appearance that gives her away. Her mannerisms tip you off. Her presence alone is the warning.
It's her appearance that gives her away.
Investigate. Investigate is the ability to notice important details or out-of-place elements. Also helps avoid ambushes. That's good.
She is normally so perfect, but her hair is out of place, her dress loose, her makeup faded. She brings you around the town. First you stop to buy sugared apples. Then she takes you shopping. New clothes, new books, new toys, a luggage trunk. She brings you to the castle and, with some whispered words and coins exchanged, the guard lets you into the grounds. You go to the pond and throw bread and watch fish pop their heads up to steal from the ducks. You walk the city walls and the two of you take in the view. The sea to the west, the hills to the south, the forest to the east and north, and beyond the northern tree line, the road that leads to the capital. That, she tells you through teary eyes, is where you're going. You won't understand until you're older. Maybe not even then. You need more than I can give you, more than I can be.
Oh no.
You protest. She cries. When she stops crying, she doesn't remember where you are, how you got there. A watchman brings you home. There your father glares at you, angry that you upset your mother, angry at your non-compliance. Hoffman brings you to your room to help you put your new clothes and books and toys into your new trunk. He tells you that she loves you, that this is for the best. A few days later, your carriage rides out of town. In your children's stories, events like this happen on rainy days, but today is sunny and clear-skied. As the carriage crests a hill, you can look back towards the city and see it all. The farms, the walls, the groves, the castle, the seas. Your home. How do you feel as you are taken away?
I am angry, feeling unwanted and tossed aside. This is something I could not fight. I hurt a deep wound of betrayal. My parents are supposed to look after me, not discard me. I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand?
I don't understand what I did wrong for them to send me away like this. I wonder, will I ever understand?
More acuity and investigate.
1722. A year has passed. More quickly than you might have expected. Winter's first snow falls lightly outside. You watch from your dorm and reflect on your time here.
This year was hard on you. You started many fights. You ended many too. You are thankful for the library here. Books have been your salvation. You took to this new life quickly, making many friends. You directed your energy towards physical activities and joined a running team. You killed the time by dreaming up schemes and enacted them. You have befriended some of the more unsavory children. Let's go in number 2.
You are thankful for the library here.
Oh, nice.
Books have been your salvation.
Nice, nice, nice.
You look at the collection of books scattered around you now. Buried under them are the books your mother bought you over a year ago. You have read them many times. You miss her.
Oh, -1 impressed. That's not good.
1725. Your schooling is done now. Your time here is over. You spent much of this year deciding what to do next.
What do we do next? In the end, you decided to continue with education. Ultimately, you decided to follow in your father's footsteps and join the military. One of your professors said she saw something in you, a spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue. Let's go in number 3.
One of your professors said she saw something in you.
Ooh.
A spark that would see you well in the world of courtly intrigue.
Trust gentry, +10.
This sounds exciting to you, and well paid too, so they put you in touch with a contact of theirs to begin your training. With your path decided, you found you had time before your training began, so you made the trip home to visit your parents and tell them of your plans. Your travel home feels faster than it was leaving. Perhaps mindset, perhaps age, perhaps because you have done it once already and can spy milestones. Whatever the reason, you arrive home to your mother and Hoffman awaiting you. Your father is not there, but joins you for dinner that evening. It had been 4 years since you were home. Not a long time for some, but a quarter of your life. You had this idea that you had matured, changed so much in that time, but...
Your attempts to gain access to the library's restricted area are rejected. The master there refuses you. Those books are not for children. You try to wow your old friends with tales of your time away, and it pains you when they don't seem impressed. You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever. Let's go in number 3.
You still find your father to be as inscrutable as ever.
-1, analyze.
You try to engage the man, talk about his interests, your time away, and your chosen path, but you cannot tell if he is impressed, interested, or even paying attention. Despite this, it is good to be home again, to see your friends and family. You have a good summer. As you leave for your new training, you wonder how long until you come home next, and how you will have changed by then. 1727. You are nearly 2 years into your training now, and it goes largely as expected. You miss home, but the pangs grow less as time passes. Your mentor, an older lady named Valentina Zupan, takes you to the Scottish courts to watch the burning of a witch. The woman is accused of fornication with the devil, but Valentina says that the only crime this woman, and women burned like her, committed was striving for knowledge, studying the natural world and trying to understand it. Valentina wants you to see
Just
how
like
other
today.
countries treat people who they cannot understand, how they treat knowledge they cannot fathom. She tells you then that a war has broken out at home. A lich, a powerful undead sorcerer, has begun raising the dead and marches on the capital. So far its armies show no sign of moving out of Ralston, but Venetian and Habsburg forces are amassing on their respective borders to repel anything that tries to cross them. Other nations will turn this on us. They will try to turn the Pope on us too, no doubt. They'd see us burned like that witch. This is our job, to slow the tide that comes for us. We shall travel to other courts, seeking help. We will get none. In reality, we're there to find the lips that whisper against us and do what we must to shut them, by deals or blackmail, whatever it takes. You were on a carriage to London that night, on the start of a tour of Europe that would carry on for the next year.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Eventually, word reaches you that the Lich has been defeated, that its forces collapsed as the final blow was struck. Your father was at that battle, as was your uncle. You learn your uncle was wounded, but is well. Neither man died, though the same cannot be said for thousands of others in the country. The soldier's work is done now. Our work only gets harder. Venice will want to march in retaliation for 1708. Habsburg will want the land. Several others will want us stomped out for being too liberal. We must keep these wolves at bay while our country rebuilds. 1729. Your training complete, you land your first post.
Your first assignment was in the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. You were thrown to the wolves and sent to the courts of Venice. You found yourself stationed in the rapidly crumbling courts of Charles VI, Holy Roman Emperor. Let's go in Albania.
Your first assignment was in the Ottoman courts of Ahmed III in Albania. The sun shone upon you and the wind was at your back as you were sailed down the Adriatic Sea to the port of Durrës. There, a member in the court of Governor Kuprulu Abdullah Pasha greeted you. Her name was Kuprulu Yenikumru, and you learned she was a cousin of the governor. You were told the governor had been unfortunately dragged away on business as you neared, though you expected he didn't deem you important enough to meet. Staged and stilted pleasantries were exchanged before you and your entourage were led through the streets to a grand house that looked to be a series of cubes stacked together. It was very different to anything you had seen prior. Inside, in a grand room that almost defied logic as to how it fitted in the building, her entourage sat, gathered across from yours, of which you sat at the front, and by some distance. You could feel all eyes on you as a tray was laid out before you with 2 cups, one of water and the other of coffee. She looked at you expectantly. You had not been told anything about this custom.
You choose to drink the coffee, or you choose the water. Of course I'm going to drink the coffee.
You choose to drink the coffee. On seeing you drink it, she nodded, and her staff scrambled into action. Soon, male dancers called kuchik staged impressive vaults, while performers known as kambas juggled and executed visual tricks that, to this day, you haven't been able to see through. Music played, at first fast and frantic for the male performers, and then it flawlessly changed into fast but controlled tune for the female dancers, the chengi, who came and gyrated for your entertainment. Their shimmering outfits flicked and fluttered to the tempo like birds mating. No food was served, but none among your group went to bed alone that night.
+1 impress. Perfect.
1731.
I like impressing people.
You are through the early years of your career now. You have earned some recognition and accolades, some time from work, and a purse are made available to you. As you take some time to enjoy this leave, a terrible thing happens to you.
Oh, really? Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps. A hunting tip results in a terrible stomach wound. A night on the town ends with your leg being severely damaged. Let's go with option number 1.
Your arm is broken while climbing the Alps.
So I have 0 strength now.
You had been talking with your friend, Astrid, and you both agreed that you needed to blow off some steam. You decided on a vigorous mountain climb, and so you planned a weekend hike up a nearby mountain with an overnight stay at the summit. It was late summer, so you knew you wouldn't need to pack too much. A tent, some food, and, of course, hiking equipment. The day before the hike, you travelled to a rented chalet at the mountain's base. You spent that evening going over maps, making plans, and divvying the gear before getting an early night's sleep. The next day, you rose early and began. The early part of the hike was quite pleasant as you wandered through the lush green forest that covered the mountain's base. By midday, you were exiting the forest. From here on, it was sparse and stony trails. Unsure you'd find enough wood at the top for a fire, you gathered some here. The extra wood was bulky and unbalanced you both, but you agreed to carry it for now and abandon it if it became problematic. Soon the incline became steep enough that you needed to start climbing. You worked in tandem to advance, taking short breaks as they presented themselves. At one point, a rope snapped, and Astrid hurt her shoulder as she crashed into the cliff face. In your scramble to secure her, you lost much of the wood you had gathered earlier. You both took a moment to calm your nerves before carrying on. When you finally hoisted yourself up over the edge of the cliff, you found yourself facing a cave. You shouted in to see if your voice echoed. It did, but not by much. You turned to help Astrid up. With the sun setting, you decided to leave your ropes in place so you could make it to the summit before night came, and you set off on the final stretch. You reached the summit as the sun disappeared over the horizon. Astrid set the camp, and you took what little wood survived the journey and built a fire. By the time she had the tent up, your food was heated. The two of you sat, tired but proud of your accomplishment. You talked a while, discussing routes back down and how to improve techniques. A wind picked up, and soon your fire died. You climbed into your tent, but you didn't stay there for long. The wind kept growing, and you both knew that if you had stayed there, your tent would blow away. You took it down as a strong gale whipped up around you. You carried it, wrapped under your arms down the mountainside to the cave you had passed earlier. You entered, laughing as the wind howled outside. It took a moment for your eyes to adjust to the darkness. "What was that?" asked Astrid. You'd heard nothing, just the wind, you replied. Then, in the dark, something moved. A grey mass against the black cave wall. Something uncoiled and stood. It snarled and charged at you both. You pushed Astrid out of the way and barely avoided the first swing. A large hand, the size of your head, slammed into the ground with a massive thud. You rammed your elbow under the creature's ribs and it yelled. It spun around, faster than you could react, and backhanded you across the cave. Your face stung and your head throbbed, but you had no time. You picked yourself up as you heard it nearing. You jumped on it and buried your thumbs into where you hoped it had eyes. It shrieked and grabbed you by the arm. It tightened its grip on you, and you felt something crunch under your skin. You yelled. It hurled you towards the cavern's mouth. Astrid, who had managed to get out while you fought the thing, was able to seize you by the legs and dragged you. The thing followed you to the cave mouth and bellowed after you. You got a good look at it then. A nigh 10-foot grey-blue body, rippled with muscles and bristling with white hair. A hammerling, one of the mountain giants. It didn't follow you out onto the mountainside. You and Astrid, tentless now, found a crevasse to hide in, pained and cold until morning. Thankfully, the climb down was easier despite your broken arm, in part because you left your ropes anchored. It took a few months for your arm to mend. You still haven't regained its full strength since that night. On cold days, it seizes up still. 1733. When you learned of your father's death, you were...
Resting in your home.
resting in your home.
Ooh.
The ringing at the door alarmed
I
you.
have zero
It
strength,
was
but at
late.
least I have 3
Too late for
constitution.
visitors. Unlikely an intruder would ring a bell, but nonetheless, you armed yourself. When you opened the door, the young woman must have seen your weapon, perhaps just your expression, and gasped. She apologized for delivering the news so late. The letter hit you hard. You fell to your knees there in the doorway, with that scared young woman, unsure what to say. Something changed in you then, and not for the better.
Oh no. I was overcome with sorrow.
I was overcome with sorrow. Any chance I had at repairing that relationship had just been pulled from me. A future robbed. Now, days later, your carriage crests the hills towards Marnes, the sun blasting off the red and yellow bricks and rippling off the blue sea beyond. You are almost home.
Home to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time. Home to bury a man I never really knew, and now never would. Home to reclaim my life here now that the man who sent me away is dead. I'll go with number 1.
Home to see my mother, to support her in this terrible time.
Oh! So we're finally done with the prologue, I think. Oh, I can make changes, but I won't. I'll just leave it like this. I would have liked more analyze points, but it is what it is. Oh, chapter 2. 1 hour from the north gate of Marnes, my coach had been climbing a steep hill surrounded on all sides by oaks before the great forest gave way to farmland. And there we saw a young woman accosted by 2 brigands. My coachman called
Should we
me.
stop, sir?
Yes, at once. Our coach pulled to a stop. Hey there, good man. What has this young woman done to draw your attention? You, man, what are you doing? Has Mars fallen so far since I have been away that 2 of you should accost a lady so near to the city gates? The ruffians turned their spears towards
Be on
me.
your way, stranger.
I attempted to bargain with them. I do not have analyze. God damn it. Let's spend 2 skill points. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. Here's some coin for your trouble.
Thank you for helping me. I know you. You are the son of Zelig.
She shrugged, smiled sweetly, and straightened a garland in her hair. I nodded. She seemed about my age, but I did not recall her face from the past. Who are you?
Just a girl from the village yonder.
She looked slyly at me and waved her arm vaguely to the north, back down the hill the way we had
I was
come.
collecting herbs when they waylaid me.
My coachman eyed her suspiciously but said nothing. Who are those men? Surely Mons has not become so lawless.
The protection of the city is not there for all of us. And outside its walls, there are many men such as these.
This much of her words are true. In recent times, I never travel beyond the city without a weapon.
Wow. Were you not afraid your life seemed in danger?
It was not. Those men are fools.
The coachman scowled at her. Be safe then, I must be away for my father's funeral awaits.
I am sorry. It is a sad day, and Lord Zelig was a good man.
I climbed back into my coach and glanced out to wave farewell, but in the place of the young woman stood an old hag, watching me. The shadows seemed to draw in around her, leaving her face indistinct. Wow, so I helped a hag.
Be wary. Viserek dead the wolves are circling.
Wow.
The House of Van Eerstrik may have an important part in the future of the kingdom. Do not presume to know who your friends and enemies are.
Wow.
Whoa there.
The carriage came to a sudden stop which jolted me awake. I had thought that on my return home after so many years that I would watch it all rising up over the hill to see Marnes. Entering the gates, the ride to my family home. But I had been traveling for 3 days now and I had clearly been too tired to stay awake, despite my strange encounter in the northern forest. Still, I was home. Perhaps it was unkind of me, but when I stepped out, I was surprised to be greeted by Hoffman. I expected him to be long retired by now. Despite his age, he stood tall as he greeted
Welcome
me.
home, my lord. I trust your journey was a pleasant one.
As best as one could expect given the circumstances. The old man said nothing, and there was no expression on his face. He just nodded slightly, as indecipherable as I recalled. Nothing about this exchange gave away how close he had been to my father, raising him after grandfather's death, tutoring him, following him to war, even minding my mother in recent years. If he was hurting from the death, and I knew he was, he hid it well. I must have been staring for too long, because he cut the
If
silence.
sir wishes to go inside, I shall follow along with the luggage.
I nodded and left him be. Oh. That's interesting. Let's add a little bit of the painterly effect. Normal. Okay.
I'll be on my way once I get my coin.
Our boat hadn't been tended to in an age. I wondered if it was still seaworthy. Let's go inside the house first. It is just as I remember, less cavernous perhaps, but still an impressive room with a grand staircase leading up to bedrooms and private offices. There was no sign of any of our servants, however. And there, beside the fire, my mother slumbered. Juliana. My mother looked to be waking from a rest. As I approached, she raised her hand to block the light as she looked at me. She didn't seem pleased to see me and shooed me off with a wave of her hand.
Away, ghost. I'm too tired to be haunted this day.
Mother, it's me. Recognition washed over her face then.
Oh, my baby has returned. Your father will be so glad to see you.
What? My father is dead. Then she trailed off.
Your father. Your father. Oh.
I'm home for father's burial. She looked at me, confusion in
Your
her eyes.
father is dead?
Then her gaze drifted off. I decided it was best to leave her to rest. Let's check out these condolence cards. A set of condolence cards was displayed on the table. I read the card from my cousin Lucas van Elstrik. Dearest aunt, I'm inconsolable at the loss of Uncle Zelik. If you need anything at this time, please, anything I can do, just ask. One of the cards was enigmatically signed S. Death comes for us all in the end, but how do we greet him? Cowering? Angry? Bartering like a statesman perhaps? Or with open arms like a friend? Pushed to the back was a card from my friend Sophia. Bro, sorry to hear about your father. Still, maybe you can come home now, huh? Sophia. I spotted a card from the Queen of Ralston, Ulka III. To House von Elstrik, I am deeply saddened by the loss of one of Ralston's finest sons. His efforts in service to his country these past 30 plus years have kept this great nation safe and prosperous through admittedly difficult times. It is truly hard to say that we would stand so tall were it not for his sacrifices. Know that I shall hold a vigil for him on the day of his funeral, and that the royal household shall be fastening in his honor and memory. I opened the card for my uncle, Baron Gervais. I still cannot believe he is gone. With the pomp over, I will be taking some time to mourn him. If you need anything while I'm gone, ask Lucas. I am sorry that I need to retreat away when you need me most. I failed him and now I fail you. Sorry, Gervais. I checked the offering from a man named Lord Richard Carnell. I am saddened by your loss. A second card from Diedrich was addressed to me alone. I'm so sorry. I admired your father. Always wish he'd been my dad. Let's drink to his memory when you get back. Yeah? There was one from the local priest, Father Olivier. I am wounded by the news of the loss. Such a loss to you, us in the city, and the entire nation. I'll set in motion plans for such a grand funeral to ferry him off to our Lord God and his heavenly angels. A saint of a man. My heart weeps for you. I read a card from God Captain Willard Werner. Madame van Elstrik, your husband was and will continue to be a great inspiration to me and my soldiers. We will endeavor to keep Mars and all of Rorsten as safe as he did. Know that it takes a legion to replace him. God Captain Willard Werner. There was one from my friend Dietrich and his grandmother Sibyl. We don't have the words to convey our sympathies. If there's anything you need, you have but to ask. I stepped away from the table. When I next saw Albrecht, he was standing in the lobby with
Can I help you, my lord?
Albrecht, your letter didn't mention how my father died. A sharp look from him then. He must not have wanted the question, but surely he expected it. Forgive me, my lord, but I must confess I am embarrassed to tell you. He was found dead in a bush, the smell of alcohol strong of him. The herbalist Helen performed the autopsy and said it was failure of the heart brought on by an overindulgence in liquor. The herbalist? Did this city have no doctors? I should find and question this man soon. Meanwhile, I needed to search the house for more evidence on my father's drinking habits. Why the herbalist? Why not a surgeon? I'm afraid I do not know why. He is a learned man, I suppose? Who found him? The groundskeeper found him as he began his morning chores. Anticipating my next question, Albrecht cut me off. Nikos is not here. He no longer works for the family. Why not? Perhaps a discussion best left for now, but in brief, with your father's passing, the family's financial affairs are unstable. Drunk in a bush? Yes, some broken bottles were found scattered around him. With the funeral, I have not had time to tidy the area. Should wish to look, it's around the back of the house. Tell me more about this financial issue. Master, I cannot say much about it as I'm still not clear on it all myself. Your father, it seems, had managed to run down his finances. While alive, he was keeping things going, though just enough to mask it from me. When things settle more, and with your permission, I will begin to go through the finances in his office to make sense of the situation. I absently nodded in agreement as I considered what my father had done. Perhaps I should look through these documents in my father's office as well. I have not seen the rest of the house staff since arriving home, Albrecht. Ah, yes, they have been temporarily let go, I am afraid. In brief, your father's passing has left the family's finances under pressure. A conversation for once you are settled in, I think. I saw my mother. She seems worse than normal. The old man inhaled deeply and ceased. Yes, she's been declining rapidly since your father passed. Not sleeping, confusion, losing sense of where she is. I'm hoping your return will anchor her some. I'm sure that in a few days, when the pain lessens, she will sleep better, properly, normally. Until then, she wanders a little lost and I help her get sleep when she can. Yes, I'm sure she will be fine in time. I'm sure of it. Has a doctor seen her? No, but there's nothing a doctor can do for her. Bar, lock her away in a madhouse. I won't allow that. Sorry. What news of the funeral plans? He paused a moment. It has already happened, my lord. He was cremated and entombed yesterday. We did not receive word of your arrival, so your uncle hastened the event as your mother's health has been understandably poor since his passing. I had hoped to allow you more time to rest after your trip before telling you. I was shocked at this, and I am sure that Albrecht noticed. An uncharacteristic softness came over him then. It was a suitable affair, I assure you. Why was the funeral so soon after his death? Surely they could have waited another day for me to arrive. There was no word that you would arrive, and your uncle was worried that the shroud would try to take the body. The shroud? I had thought that all worshippers of the Lich would have been taken care of by now, but clearly that was not the case. Given your father's part in the war, his corpse would have made for a valuable trophy. I'm surprised that the members haven't been chased down by now. Your uncle has tried, but they are hard to find. They do not advertise themselves, you understand. Then what makes him so sure there are any left? There were many mortals who fought on the Lich side in the war. Not all were found. Your uncle believes that those who survive are out there, waiting. Do they have the ability to raise the dead? I thought that was lost with the Lich. It is hoped so. The presumption is that they are waiting, hoping for a new Deathlord to rise. Taking the body would be more a gesture of resistance. Why would anyone living pledge themselves to an undead sorcerer? It is hard to say. For some, this life isn't enough, I suppose. They want for more time. Or maybe they just want to see others suffer, but I speculate. Tell me more of the funeral. It was as you would expect, a grand event with the soldiers' guard. Your uncle spoke, then the cremation. Once the ashes were gathered, they were marched through town. The crypts were cleared and his remains were placed in the family vault. If the ghoul chased out are any indication, his ghost would have a suitable fight should God see fit to charge him so. A hint of pride showed across his face then, the most honorable burial possible. Your uncle has commissioned a statue for the town center. Nastasia Masin has been hired for the task at no small cost. The name meant nothing to me, but Albrecht seemed to feel her work was befitting my father's memory. I decided to bid him farewell and go on with my day. That's so
Can I help you, my lord?
Oh, oops. Sorry about that. Cases. My possessions, such as they were, some changes of clothes, some books, nothing of real value. Partial suit of armor. Where was the rest of this armor? I needed to ask Albrecht.
Can I help you, my lord?
Why is there half a suit of armor on display? Ah, we are in the midst of selling some pieces. In brief, your father's passing has left the family. Okay, I already know that. So they sold half the suit.
Can I help you, my
And
lord?
they will probably sell the paintings too. Yeah. Okay. So you're selling everything. Oh my god. So this is the dining room. This is the piano. What's here? The family room. The drawing room. This is the bathroom, the kitchen. Take all. Take all. I'm a hoarder. Grease, apple, food, bowl. Take all. Oh, so this is where I'm preparing potions, I think. You can use drama to see this interaction. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Let's go upstairs first. Ooh, what's inside this chest? Linen bag. What's inside this? A telescope. A party dress of my mother's. Okay. A chest. Ooh. Nice. Okay. Okay. I can sell it for 5 crowns, but I will not yet, of course. Okay. Okay. The door to Albert's room. Okay. Okay, Albrecht.
Can I help you, my lord?
Oh, I can talk to him from here. Huh?
Can I help you, my lord?
Do you know anything about the trapdoor in the floor of our storeroom? Yes, my lord, the old wine cellar is below there. He paused for a moment before continuing. Zelig had it bolted down after some creatures found their way in through an old tunnel. Creatures? Indeed, I only got a brief glimpse myself. They were horrid, cowering things with cruel fangs and claws. Your father and uncle drove them off easily enough and dispatched several in the process. Do you know how it can be opened? Would that be wise? Besides, I do not know. Sorry. Okay. If father wasn't in his office, he'd often be here. I used to wait for him to leave so I could look at whatever he had just been reading. Ooh. I don't like this font, but it's interesting. The Greek tale of Arachne. Zelig, this is the book I referred to in our recent discussion. I am reminded of the colored webs that have been reported in the canyon beyond the southern gate. The key to the plague ritual may lie therein, perhaps. Wow. So there are clues in these books. Okay. Oh. Okay. Where my cousin Lucas stayed when he was with us. I wonder when this room last saw use. My parents' bedroom. Even now it felt like a violation to be here. Two portraits of my mother. I recall the more recent one being painted when I was last home. The one of her as a younger woman must have been commissioned right around the time I was born, and it had always hung here. Even in the older painting, I could now see a hint of something in her face. Despair, perhaps? Which I had never noticed before. Journal. My mother's journal was a mess of disjointed sentences and lists, as if she was trying to remind herself of even the most basic of tasks. A small key, leather trousers, gold ring, needle and thread. strange stone they call. Ooh, my father's study, where he spent most of his time. What? A globe of the world? It even had the Americas on it. It was peppered with tiny red and black flags. I couldn't help but be curious as to what they meant, but there was no sign of a key. A portrait of artist Schmidt. I had a vague memory of the man from my youth, a general alongside my father and uncle. A close friend of theirs. It marked his death as 1726 during the Leech War. Huh. Bookcase. Amidst all the books on these shelves, an old volume entitled Science for the Living caught my eye. I could find it here again later if it seemed useful. It looked like there was something up there. I could probably reach it with a stretch. Spend 0 skill points to climb into the shelf to reach it. A copy of the play Macbeth. Inside was an unaddressed letter my father had clearly intended to send but now never would. Oh man, you owe me a debt I intend to collect it a week hence. I warn you neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either would be most unpleasant for you. After reading it, I put it in my bag. Interesting. My father's armor. We had been gathering dust here since the Leech War. Okay, I got this sword. Okay. I looked at the maps, up-to-date charts of the known world, and sketchings of the local areas with various nearby tombs marked out. I searched for details on Meta's financial. After Albrecht mentioned the family affairs, I ignored the other texts and focused on a ledger showing my father's expenses. Things were bleaker than I expected, and I could understand why Albrecht decided to cut back on the stuff. With my father alive, he could have held things together, certainly. But what were a butler and my mother to do with that loss of income? Where had all his money gone? The ledger showed it bleeding out, but to where? Perhaps in those books he had been looking for a way to turn lead to gold? There were also some letters on the desk. Of note, the one demanding payment or else stood out. I was shocked to see my father was in debt to some shady sort, but given his finances, I understood at least. I examined the papers. It was a scattering of personal and academic papers. My father was not, to my memory, a particularly learned man, so I was surprised to see writings from Zosimos D. and Paracelsus. I could make out no discernible pattern in what my father had been researching. That's strange. The drawer was locked. I needed to find a key. To find the key. Maybe this is the key? Yes. Leather gloves, belt, Bluestone ring, a strange trinket, bottle of port, knife. Take all. Mana boost when worn or held. Yeah. Okay. My father's old well through which he administered discipline. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, I've read this. Okay, that's it, I guess. Okay, there's nothing else in here. What the hell? Okay. Oh, diary of a barkeep. A folded note tucked inside. Dear Zelig, I found this curious diary in a bar I recently acquired in Aachen. Given some of our prior conversations, I suspected you might at least get some amusement out of it. Werner would love it if you came out to visit again soon. Yours always. Okay. Let's see what's inside. Take or sell all. Bathroom. Oh, there's a chest here. Unimportant looking papers. What? Okay. My bedroom. My old room, it was strange being back. I felt the same every time I returned home, though it hadn't really been my home since I was sent away 14 years prior, just a place I came to see my family. Now just a place to visit my mother. Wait a minute. I've been here. Okay, let's go down. We can. Our doorbell rang loudly. Hearing Albrecht's hushed tones speaking with a visitor, I made my way to the hall to see who it was. It was my childhood friend,
You're
Sophia.
back? This is delightful news. It's been a few years, and you have gotten so handsome. I heard of your father's passing. Terrible thing, but it won't overshadow my joy at seeing you.
Do you recall our first meeting all those years ago, Sophia, in the cemetery? Yes, of course, silly children's game. You seem fixated on the creatures that infest the crypts. This seemed strange to me at the time. She looked at the ground deep in thought. I suppose I was still trying to process my mother's death at the hands of the teeth of a ghoul. How even can a 7-year-old deal with such a thing? Yes, I'm sorry, my friend. Trust increase +6. Oh. So there's a relationship between NPCs too. Tell me what you have been up to since I was away.
Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest.
You were going to be an artist the last time we met.
Yes, I was.
She shrugged and then sighed dramatically.
I didn't manage to sell many, I'm afraid. I'm not cut out for it, it seems.
We will talk again later. I'll just tag along with you for a bit and help you sort things out before you head into the city. Okay, what's inside this chest? Oh my god. I'm taking everything. Wine. A crate of my father's most precious wine. Why was this sitting in the entrance hall? Indeed, why? Let's ask Albrecht.
Can I help you, my lord?
I can't ask him. Okay. Robinson Crusoe. Love in Excess by Eliza Haywood. What did Albert tell you about your father's last days? He said my father died from overindulgence in alcohol. I must check around the back of the house. Outside, that's where he was found. Okay. That's where we are going now. The back of the house. What? Okay. Oh, it's here. A mess of whiskey bottles lay scattered on the ground beneath a battered bush. So this was where my father was found. Knowledge level 3. Spend 0 skill points to recall something of your father. I didn't recall my father being a whiskey drinker. Then I spotted a small key half buried in dirt. It must have fallen from my father's pocket when he was here. I put it in my bag. Surely he would have had some whiskey in the house if he was so fond of it. But all I had seen inside was wine and port. Something didn't add up. I hadn't been home for a long time before this. What I had learned on my return made me wonder if things had changed a lot in that time or if I had been too young to form a realistic picture of my family. My mother was ill, very ill. I remember her being absent as a child. Not distant, she had been a loving mother, just one who was different. Only now I could see she had been dealing with something significant. Father had been in a precarious place leading up to his death, which itself raised suspicions in me. I resolved to stay in Mars for a time to assist my mother. Not wishing to be a further drain on my family, I would go into the city and look for work. All the while, I would seek answers about my father's death. Something was not adding up and I wanted to know what. It was time to go into the city. A black and white cat sat here watching me suspiciously. I reached out a hand. The beast hissed and ran off around the house. Why? Garden chest. Okay. A vessel, you say? Yay! Now we have a bucket of water. Okay, let's go to the city. From around the corner, a familiar face appeared.
It is you! Oh, I saw the carriage pull up and hoped.
Diedrich, my childhood friend. His demeanor was as cheerful as ever, and as oblivious considering
It
the
is good to
circumstances.
see you. How are you?
After a moment, the penny dropped.
Well, yes, of course. The funeral. Terrible thing. I was at it. Shame you weren't. You would have liked.
He trailed off as he heard himself, rubbed the back of his head and stared thoughtfully at the ground. Sophia chuckled loudly.
Well, yes.
I had hoped to be back in time for it, but it was not to be.
Well, yes, of course. I didn't mean to suggest you missed it on purpose or anything. Was it the roads? Were they full of dangers? Bandits and fiends and the like?
We did meet two ruffians near Mars, but they were amateurs. No, the funeral was moved forward. He nodded solemnly.
I understand. I am really sorry for your loss. Look, meet me for a drink in Garnett's Tavern later, and we'll have a right proper catch-up.
Alrighty, man. Diedrich's trust increased +2. Where is Garnett's Tavern?
Yeah, sorry. You won't know her yet. She only bought it last year. It's the tavern on the other side of the river. Cross the bridge at the marketplace. Here, I'll mark it on your map.
Better. Even better. Do you have any ideas where I might find employment?
Try the docks, maybe? Or, try over at the academy.
The academy.
There's a school there, and I think there are teachers short.
Oh, that would be perfect. He scratched his head
Oh,
thoughtfully.
yes. I saw a sign outside Garnett's this morning. Take a look at that. It might be a job advert. Someone such as you who specialises in fancy talk might even enjoy working in such a place.
You bet.
Here, I'll mark them all on your map.
It was lovely to meet you again, Diedrich. I'll take my leave for now. See you again this evening. My friend bowed as I turned away. I'll be off now too. I will be at Garnett's too, sooner rather than later. Interesting. So let's go to the academy first. A group of children was playing outside the school. They looked more unkempt than I recalled, even from my poorer classmates.
You looks just like Master Lucas.
Lucas van Elstrik, you
You
mean?
know the schoolmaster? Of course he does.
The child who spoke was older than the others, a girl of perhaps 12 years. She sat back and watched the others, and they paid heed when she spoke. You know
Just
me
got
then.
me into the ground is all. Your father, he's the one what died yesterday.
He died a few days ago. The funeral was yesterday, yes.
Sorry. My father died way back before I was born.
I didn't know what to say that. I didn't know what to say to that. As I regarded the child, I felt something brushing my side. A short-haired boy jumped back, pulling his hand away from my packet. I shouted, "You boy, what are you doing?"
I wasn't doing nothing. It wasn't me. I never. Nick! Nick, stop that! I'm sorry. I'll make sure Nick tells Father Huber about this in his confession.
Little thief, you little thief. Who are you, children?
We're just kids. Or we're school kids is all. Just waiting on a new teacher for lessons.
Acuity level 2. What's my acuity level? 3. Oh, that's fine. Spend 0 skill points to pick up on something of note. Orphans. The older school scowled at the one who let it slip.
What of it? We're as good as any kids. You ask Master Lucas.
I don't need to. I can tell just from talking to you. Bright children, one and all. She seemed pleased with herself, and a palpable wave of contentness washed across the gathered children. What's this talk of a new teacher?
Old one quit. Father and haven't run away to do kisses forever.
The crowd started giggling then and making kisses noises. I thought it time to ask about something else. Fetch the schoolmaster for me, won't you?
We'd love to, but we're so hungry. We don't get much to eat. Only what the school can spare, and that ain't much. If we had some food, that'd give us the energy to fetch the schoolmaster.
Blackmail.
Surely it would.
Yes, I have food for you. Take it, then fetch the schoolmaster for me. Robin took the plate of food and shared it amongst the children there. Then she looked at me a moment, sizing me up, I'd wager, before running indoors.
Cousin, I am delighted to see you, though I only wish it were under better circumstances.
It was strange to see my cousin after so much time, doubly so to see him working as a schoolmaster. I had gathered from my correspondence while away that he had not followed his father into politics or the military, but I had not expected.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
This. You are the schoolmaster?
Yes, can you believe it? It was about as far as I could get from father without actually running away.
I'm happy for you. I am too, most of the time. Sometimes this lot proves too much for me and I rethink my choices, though. It was said cheerfully, with a friendly headshake in the children's direction. They responded with childish rebellion, a stuck-out tongue here and nonsensical whooping there. I could tell that they liked him, and he them. I hear you're planning to take on a new teacher here.
I am. It might not be up your alley, but if you're interested, I would be happy to give you a chance. Think on it, cousin, and come back to me. I could certainly use a trustworthy hand with my work here.
I wish to ask you about my father's funeral. A different tone overtook the conversation then, not just one of sorrow, but also a sadness, one that seemed deeper than I thought was warranted, if you could believe such a thing.
Of course, cousin. A truly sad affair. I am so sorry you missed it. I pleaded with father to wait. I knew you would come. But he couldn't be talked with. He was sure the Shroud had ill intentions towards your father. He has feared them gravely since the war. Obsessively so.
What did he think the Shroud would do? Who can really say? Certainly he has seen his fair share of what can be done with necromantic magics, and whether you believe they could actually do it, trapping your father's soul or reanimating his body would certainly be a coup for them. I'm sorry, that was distasteful of me. All I am saying is that whether his fear was rational or not, I can understand him having it. What's the last time there was word of the Shroud? Truthfully, I do not know. In the tavern late at night, somebody will mention seeing people move through the graveyard nights before, and there have been rumors of bodies going missing from unmanned Grimm's, but the Undertaker and the guards all dispute these claims. Very little is officially declared, so it's hard to know, really. Would you have any idea why the herbalist would have performed the autopsy and not the doctor? That is strange. I do recall a military skirmish with nearby bandits recently that went poorly. Perhaps the surgeons had their hands tied with the wounded from that. Certainly, I can see Father rushing ahead by any means to get Sally cremated before whatever ill fate he envisioned came to be. You have a lot of questions, cousin. Do you suspect something? I do, cousin. I won't trouble you with my concerns just yet. Safe to say that things are not adding up for me. Well. Be careful. If you're correct that something strange is afoot, then whoever is behind it is likely keeping an eye on you. Are you still in need of a teacher? I am. Does this mean that you want the job? I hadn't received another offer yet, but I was sure other work was out there. Taking this, of course, would conclude my search for work. Yes, I've decided to take you up on your offer. Really, I am delighted. Look at us, cousins following the same path as each other, just like our fathers did, but oh, so different a path. Please call into the school in the morning and you can start your lessons. The evening was closing in on me. It was probably time to go meet Diedrich in Garnet's tavern. Alrighty, we got a job. Now let's go celebrate.
Hello again.
There was a sign up front that read, "If you can read this, we want to hire you." Oh, that's too late.
Hello.
As I sat with him, he called to Garnet to bring over 2 drinks. Any luck on the work front? I found something, yes. Do tell. Teacher, I took on to teach the orphans with my cousin, Locus. Noble work, I wish you well with it. That's the same building I work in, so if there is anything I can do to help, please let me know. So tell me, how you landed the job? Well, when her father found out he chased Flip out of town, poor chap had to find work over in Mantok and stay the winter. Good old Flip, huh? So tell me, how you have been? Oh, me? Where to start? Well, tell me of your work. What do you know? What do you do now? Teacher, I took up work in the new academy. New to you, anyway. It's where you'll be now, too. It's part library, part research hall, and part school. Closest thing to a university in Elstrick. It's nothing fancy. I mostly just help keep it organized. Put books back in their place, that sort of thing. Sometimes a researcher will need a thing, some obscure piece, and I help the master over there find it. Like I say, nothing fancy. Keeps me busy, pays well, and I can read all I want. Oh, you should see the books. There's so many, and so many hero books. Oh, even talking about it excites me. And when he dropped, there was an almighty crack. We all thought his neck must have been torn clean off. But then another crunch and the crossbeam tore from the gallows main and he fell to the floor. Father Olivier declared it an act of God, so your uncle revoked the death sentence and sold him to a privateer in the Queen's employ to work off his debt. They set sail within the week. Nobody's heard of him since. The gallows just snapped? Termites. Folkorek on the privateer set them on it days before to get the indenters. Tales have come back of him doing the same over in Venice. At the thought of Venice, Diedrich spat. I followed the procession to the edge of town, got up to the front, right by the shield wall. Saw them chase the ghoulie out and all that. I bribed Mortain with a bottle of schnapps to let me sit on the wall that night. I drank a bottle of the stuff myself as I watched the little grey buggers slink back into the crypts. How was my mother in all this? She was, what's the word, lost. I'd not seen her in a while, true, but she didn't recognize me. She walked with the Baron on one side and Mr. Hoffman on the other, guiding her as much as anything else. I don't think she cried, but honestly, I didn't feel like she knew what was happening around her. I read a book about grief that said folk deal with it in all sorts of ways. This was one of them, I guess. That beer is going right through me. I'll be back in a moment. I tried to sign up, only your father wouldn't allow it. He said it was because I was only 13, but I knew other boys allowed to join the effort. They needed numbers and fast. In truth, I was glad he turned me away. I doubt I have survived. Barely survived as it was here. Do you think they're in there? I don't follow. A person, their soul. Do you think somewhere deep down they're still inside when a dead person rises again? I had encountered with one. I could have sworn that he recognized me. Gave me the time I needed to run. For a guard came and... You know, I've been to a few places, many with different beliefs to us. Wildly different in some ways, and I think that maybe what we call heaven is knowing when you're gone you are missed. Maybe in that knowledge you are at peace and your soul goes truly into the abyss. Hell, then, would be knowing that people are glad you're gone, or worse, they don't even know. Maybe those are the souls that stick around, waiting to come back and make a mark on the world, second time around. We spent the next few days bolting over gates and burning what had already come up. You're lucky they sent you away. Look, sorry, let me get you another drink, eh? So, suddenly I am at dinner with the Tsar's cousin Misha and nobody else has turned up. I can see why. He's a strange individual with a colorful entourage. The other envoys had made their excuses to avoid dining here. But this was my first time meeting him and, well, I hadn't known any better. The food was plentiful and varied, and the wine poured like water. We exchanged pleasantries and swapped tales of our countries. He was polite and seemed interested in anything I had to say. Then, as the last course was being tidied away and port was being poured, he said, "Since it is just the two of us, would you like to see something interesting?" So we have three options now. He called on an older lady with a covered face. She came and sat between us, and when she spoke in a language I had never heard. Yet I felt as if I understood her clearly. She took out a black lacquered box and opened it. Inside was a silicone wrap which she opened to reveal a set of cards. Oh, tarot cards. That's what I thought, and they sort of were. Divination cards of a kind, but they didn't seem to be tarot. They didn't have any major arcana that I recognized, nor wands, coins, cups, or swords. Though the cards had no writing or numbers, so maybe it was the art style that threw me. It was all dark, with the images carved in blue and gold, almost like a normal image inverted. Anyway, in short, the deck was odd. I was uncomfortable looking at it as she fanned it out before her and told me to pick 3. I was going to lean over and tap them, but as I looked at cards, she dropped her middle finger down on them, as if crushing a fly, and slid them forwards. The first one she revealed by flipping the right side over. It was an impossibly complex spider's web that I could follow and understand perfectly. The golden spider in the middle looked to be in control from one angle and drowning from another. The second card she slid her thumb under and turned it from left to right. It was as detailed a drawing of a brain as I have ever seen, but separated into 4 parts, each quarter drawn and colored differently. The final card was turned to reveal 9 skulls with daggers through their eyes in a way that worked them all together to form what looked like a larger skull. This card was reversed. I don't know if that was good or bad. Unlike any reading I've heard of, she made no effort to explain or interpret it. We all just sat there a while looking at the 3 cards. After a while, presumably when she thought I had I had had enough time to figure it all out. She nodded at Misha and myself, wrapped the cards up and left. I understood bits of it, I think, and I'm hoping to discover something that makes the rest click into place for me. Misha didn't speak to me after she left. He just stared where the cards had been. I meekly excused myself and went to bed, though I did not sleep that night. I don't really know why. Go on then, tell us another one. Yes, stories of your travels are so exotic. And odd, mate, that bloody odd. It's been good catching up. Let's do this again soon. Yes, of course. It's so good to have you home. Okay, so I can leave home now, I think. Let's talk with the lady at the house. My name is Dov Van Elster. I was wondering if perhaps you knew my father. I knew of him, if that's what you mean. Not really, I was hoping to learn if he drank here. Drank here? Not often. Look, I love this place. I've put together, but I'm under no illusion that it is up to the station of people like Zarek. Yes, he'd come in from time to time, and bless him, he'd remember me from the front lines of those terrible times. Maybe that's what took him here. But was he here often? No. When he was here, did he get very drunk? What did he drink? Oh, this one I do know, wine. I know because he made me order the bloody stuff for when he'd come in. Look around, how am I meant to shift that stuff now, huh? My condolences and all that. When he was here, did he get very drunk? Much as any man. Some nights he would, others he'd not. Usually depends on what they come in seeking and if they find it or not. Did he come alone? Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. He'd come to play cards once in a while. If we heard of a party or somebody he knew of the war, he'd come for a bit, usually leave, sometimes he'd stay. Who would he have come in with? I don't remember. You know how many people pass through here each day? More than I can remember for sure. I'm looking for a man called Nikos. He's a gardener. Do you ever see him here? Nikos? Sure, he comes in sometimes. Quiet chap, keeps to himself. Do you know where he lives? Yeah, that I do. He's in one of the small houses tucked away near the east gate. I'll mark it on your map. Have you seen Helen, the herbalist? He comes here in the evening sometimes. Haven't seen him for a day or two though. Now you mention it. You could try his shop. It's on the main road between the marketplace and the north gate. Or his house. I'm not sure where it is exactly, but it's somewhere near the entrance to the keep. Might I sell you some fine wines? I'm trying to raise funds for my household. There's no demand for that here. Sorry, Dove.
You cheeky whelp. Everything is good. I didn't wade through fields of blood and death and human muck to buy this place only to serve swill from the pumps.
You have pumps for your swill?
Aye, pumps. I've come up with a way, and I won't say too much, of using a pump to bring the beer from elsewhere.
Okay.
But we offer a wider range of stuff. And still, none of it's swill. Swill. I should wallop you up front like a babe.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
You'll have to try harder than that to offend me, you posh twerp.
I had nothing else to ask her, so I left. Okay. It was late. Time for me to head home and sleep off those drinks. Okay, let's go home. Let's go home. As I approached the door, I could hear raised voices coming from inside. Please, Juliana, you must take it. The potion helps, you know this. No, I don't know you. I don't know you. I entered to see my mother in distress. Condolences cards scattered around her. The dying fire glistened off the tears on her face as she screamed at Albrecht. He was beside her, a worried look on his face, holding a bottle out, offering to her. You're not Zelig? Where is my husband? Juliana, Zelig is dead. The funeral was yesterday, don't you remember? Liar, get out of my house. I decided to help him. Mother, it's me. When did you get home? Get this man out of our house. Albrecht, he's our steward. He's been with the family since before father was born. You know him. What he says is true. Father is dead. I returned home for the funeral. We spoke earlier. You don't remember? We did? I don't. Maybe I do know this man. Albrecht, you look older. I think the same thing each time I look in the mirror, Juliana. Come, drink this. Zelig made it for you, remember? There, sleep well, Juliana. She passed out almost immediately. At once, Albrecht set to ensuring she was comfortable, placing a pillow behind her head and draping a blanket over her. What was that you gave her? A tonic of sorts. Your father made it for her to take. It started years ago after you went off for schooling. No, wait, it was a little before you went. Your mother, well, bless her soul, she was never quite the same after you were born. Your father concocted this to help her, and it did, but she was still unable. For you, absent, often, and, well, I digress. It's been working less since she died. She's more lost, confused. You noticed, I assume. She seemed at words, yes, I was putting it down to grief. Normally, a night's sleep from it clears her mind for days, weeks, sometimes even a month. But lately, it barely gets her to sleep. In truth, Zelig only left so much before passing, and I've been rationing it, watering it down some. Tomorrow, she will be as absent as she was today, wondering why the parlor is unkept. And tomorrow night, another struggle to get her to take the stuff. I wish your father was here, he'd know what to do. Ha, look at me, I am older than him. I helped raise him for goodness sake, and yet I look to him for wisdom even in death. With a larger dose work, perhaps, but then I will run out. What then? These nights have been tough on your mother. I daren't think of her health if she doesn't get these few hours of sleep, however induced they are. Is there any way to make more? Albrecht's body dropped a moment, and as his guard fell, I could see how old he really was now. It's to my great shame that I never mastered the written word. But maybe, if I showed you the recipe, the original, with his notes, you would be able to distill a better potion than me? I could take a look, certainly. He regained his composure and my brief window into his reality was shut. Okay, let us get some sleep. We'll meet in your father's study tomorrow morning and I'll give you what I can. I know that I'm prepared for this entire incident. If my mother wasn't asleep on the floor before me and Albrecht, sleeves rolled up, wasn't hiding the mess around her, I'd have thought the beer had been bad and caused me to hallucinate. As I left them and prepared for sleep, I could feel my hangover creeping up on me already. I was awoken by voices, my mother, clearer now than she'd been any time since my return. But for how long?
Not long. A few days, a week at most.
Whoa, what was that? Okay, I can wait that long. The other voice replied, but I couldn't hear what they said. So, what do you need me to do? Again, the other voice was indecipherable from here, as if it were whispering now. I could tell from the echoes that the voices came from the hall below me. Below. No, you can't ask
I'm
that.
afraid that nothing else will suffice.
Oh. The Spellbook. Completed Chapter 2. I awoke in a cold sweat, loose memories of a dream chased away by the morning's light. Starting from Chapter 3, you can click the time of day icon in the control bar to advance time between morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Okay. Oh. Let's talk with Albrecht. As I entered my father's study, I could see that Albrecht was already there. He had laid out a breakfast for me, though what I could stomach after so little sleep I wasn't
Can I
sure.
help you, my lord?
I found it hard to sleep with the image of mother fresh in my mind. I slept well enough. I am glad to hear it. So, the recipe, it is found in this book. He handed me a hefty tome, leather-bound and aged. I'd opened it to see the worn pages were filled with symbols I did not know and writing I did not recognize the language of. I sensed mystery and evil in those pages. Albrecht turned the pages to one in particular, though I could tell he was looking for an image he recognized rather than going by word. This is it, Torpor. When he spoke the title, I realized I could make that out and some of the text that followed it, despite still not recognizing the language nor understanding the rest of the page. Torpor, for resting thine enemies, be he of mortal nature, and unburdening their minds of memories undesirable. Thine enemies. A flourish in the writing, whatever the intended target, it has kept your mother's health these past 15 or so years. Take the book and read it over. It took your father some time to get the potion right, if I recall. Of course, I can give you what little help I can. You need only ask. Let's check out this strange tome. Ooh, we have a spell book. So many spells. Okay, so this is Torpor. For resting thy enemies, be he of mortal nature, and unburdening their minds of memories undesirable. But what are the ingredients? Oh, the cat. Oh. But where is mother? Gulliver's Travels. Okay, there's nothing here. Can't enter this door. Okay, let's go to school. Oh, mother is here. I called to mother as she walked by me, but she seemed oblivious to my presence. Wow.
Where is that damn cook? Zelig will be back soon and there's nothing to eat.
Let's go to Nikos first. I entered to find the groundskeeper fixing up a pair of boots. When he saw me, he dropped his work in a panic, like he did not expect a noble to walk in on him.
Oh, yes, my lord. Sorry for the mess. I wasn't expecting guests.
I believe you work for my family.
I did.
I wanted to ask about what you found in the bushes at our house.
What I found in the bushes? Your father and some bottles. I can't really recall much else. Mine's been worrying about how I'll feed my family since Hoffman let me go.
Well, it's going well. Thanks for asking. He was clearly looking for a handout, but I could not spare enough, 5 crowns or so. I'd have to return later. He was clearly looking for a handout, so I took out my coin purse and paid him fairly. Huh. Blackmail me again. Okay, here is the money, dude. Nico examined the coins I provided and seeming satisfied. He told me what he knew. That's where I found your father, as if he'd fallen in. Whiskey bottle on the ground. What seemed odd to me was how tidy it all was. No broken glass, nothing else around the bush. Not wishing to paint myself poorly, but I've had my fair share of benders. Never woken up to something as tidy as that. Tidy? He stopped to look at me a moment, clearly trying to decide if he should carry on or not. I nodded to encourage him. Well, I'd have expected some vomit or piss. I mean, if he drank himself to death. Way I understood it, perhaps. Yeah, game looks okay. Well, I had expected some more. Okay, I waved him to stop. He had a fair point, but I didn't need a picture he was painting. Did you notice anything strange about my father's final days? Afraid not. I didn't see him much. He'd come to the garden the odd time, praise me on my work, ask about my family, all that stuff, but not often enough that I have spotted anything out of place in his final days. Sorry. I had nothing else to ask him. Okie dokie. So the guy just confirmed my suspicion that my father was murdered, in fact. And he did not drink himself to death. As I approached the school, I stream on PC. This game is only available on PC. As I approached the school, I could see one of the children was waiting outside. He was looking around, agitated. Once saw me, he ran over. Master, Nick has gone missing. Master Lucas and Robin have gone looking for him, but they told me to ask you to help once he showed up. They're searching all over the city. Where are they looking? I don't know. Maybe ask the others? Okay. Let's ask the others. Tell me, what do you know of Nick? Not much, sir. He scares me sometimes. Yes, I stream other games too. Usually I stream RPG games. This is a CRPG. Where have Lucas and the others gone to look? I think they're gone to the barracks. Nick likes to watch the soldiers come and go. When did you see him last? Me? Yesterday, but one of the others said he got up early this morning and left with something wrapped up. Like a gift? Could be. Let's talk with Ida. Where is Nick usually found? He does go all over. Even though he's not supposed to. One time he walked me all the way over to the graveyard behind the big church at the marketplace. His mommy lives under the ground there. That made him sad, but I didn't know why he wanted to go to a place that made him sad. Yeah, I don't need any visuals if you want to sell me artwork or anything like that. Ida and Lelon. Let's ask Lelon. Tell me about Nick. Like what? He's good at kicking ball and can run very fast if he wants to, but he doesn't always want to because he likes not doing things, even when they're things he's good at. Let's go to the graveyard.
Hello again.
You here to look for Nick? I'll save you the trouble. I've been here looking for him a good half hour and no sign of him. No, thank you, man. Thank you, but I don't need any artwork. Sorry. Well, at least not now. I'll save you the trouble. I've been here looking for him a good half hour and no sign of him. When I find him, I'm gonna put him in the hospital for making me worry. Is there anywhere he visits in town? Now you say it. Yes, he goes to the barracks sometimes to visit his dad. Okay, let's go to the barracks. The barracks, okay. These were the main city barracks, an impressive collection of buildings housing hundreds of soldiers.
Hello, dear cousin.
Nick often runs off, but he always returns. Until now, I'm sure you'll find him. The guard here might know something. The young guard stood tall and
The barracks are
motionless.
close to civilians.
Please, I'm looking for a young lad, an orphan. I'm told he might be around here. Roundhead, angry expression. That is an unflattering description of the boy, though not inaccurate. I know the one. Says he wants to be a soldier when he grows up, like his father, he says. But I haven't seen the man around since the 12th Regiment took that beating from bandits a few days back. Most of them are still in the hospital recovering. A dead end then. Perhaps not. I'll check the hospital. Let's check the hospital. Brina.
Can you spare a coin for a poor old woman?
Sorry. I placed a coin in her outstretched hand. She bowed her
Thank
head.
you kindly.
Let's go inside. I knocked on the heavy door, hearing an echo carrying through the corridor inside. No one answered. Fever wing. Oh. There's another entrance in the back.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interest you in spices from the Ottoman Empire?
So you are Ottoman. I had the opportunity to visit Durrës on a diplomatic mission, an amazing city. Do you know it?
Alas, no, I am not an Ottoman by birth. I merely acquire fine spices from the empire for resale. I am from Senegal, a land far from here on the western coast of Africa.
Yeah, I know what Senegal is.
Africa.
I'm trying to find a herbalist. Helen, do you know him? I do. He provides some of my supplies. I have not seen him for a few days, though. Where could I find him? His shop is close to here. Walk towards the north gate and you'll see it on your left. The shop with flowers and herb boxes outside. Or perhaps at his house? It is over the other side of the river, close to the keep and the barracks. Thank you, Ekrem. Perhaps the boy was around here somewhere. I thought I heard some scrambling and a low whimper. Nick, is that you? I got stuck. I gave the child a hand out of the cracked wall. he'd wedged himself into. I wanted to bring him a gift to help him get better fast, but they wouldn't let me in. When the guard went to the pisser, I snuck into the yard, but I didn't find. Oi, what are you doing here? Grounds are closed to focus on military needs. Get out before I have you flogged. You should get back to the school, Nick. The others are worried about you. Okay, sir. Sorry for the trouble I caused. Great. So I found a boy. Let's try and find this herbalist. Closed for business, recuperating at home. Helen. Oh, I guess he's dead. Most likely. Let's go this way. Diedrich's house. Northgate Tavern. Angelina.
Yes, what?
Have you seen the herbalist? Oh yeah. Well, what? When did you see him? Oh, he went out this morning, probably collecting herbs. Is he gone for long when he goes? Don't know, depends on how many herbs he wants, I guess. Sorry. I wish to go outside the city's walls.
Gates ain't open.
Yes, I saw that. Can you open them for
Gates
me?
ain't open.
Yes, but could you open
Not
them?
today.
Okay, so I'll probably find him later today. Excuse me. Let's go to the school.
An Elstric child, yes? I am, of course, sorry for your loss. But I am sure you did not come here for my condolences, yes?
Where in the Empire are you from? I spent some time in the courts there.
I was born in Trabzon, on the southwestern shores of the Black Sea. Like you, a port rat. It is unsurprising, perhaps. The travel was on the cards for us both, yes?
I've heard of it, but I've not been that far, I must confess. I only made it to the Sanjak in Albania.
A nice place. I am sure you enjoyed your stay there.
I am looking for a book on languages, old, rare ones. I would need more information, of course. What is the language? I don't know the name. You have perhaps some writing to show me? I showed him the book. I reached my hand to the tome, but my gut twisted. I felt the room closing around me. A strange look came over Ibrahim's face, and it's as if he grew taller and loomed over me, a hunger in his eyes. His hands reached out, his fingers stretching out towards me. The exits were further now than when I entered, and the light of outside was gone. Those doors lead only to darkness. I managed to pull my hand away from the book. The room returned to normal. Ibrahim looked patiently for a response. I don't have a sample. A challenge? What language family are you interested in? I confess I'm feeling more foolish at each question. I think what I seek is somewhat esoteric in nature. What that narrow the search? Well now, the books you seek are restricted. I do not know you. These books are not for just anyone. Can I perhaps earn your trust? Convince level 3. I have convince level 2. God damn it. Spend 1 skill. Okay. I have 5. Perhaps I can arrange a trade? What had you in mind? You seek knowledge, yes? I also seek knowledge. Find me something I don't have or don't know, and perhaps then we will work something out, yes? I could ask Didrik. Perhaps I could see a break in after dark. Yeah, I know that. This is the world map. Okay. Okay, we have a book here. Excuse me. No notes in this one. Okay. Esoteric books. Yeah, okay. Let's go up. Didrik. Hello again, dear Didrik. Find anything to tickle your fancy or still looking? I'm seeking a book to help me read an old language for a research project. Perhaps you can help. I'm not really an expert on old books. The head librarian Ibrahim should be able to help though. He's around here somewhere. The head librarian, he's new to me anyway. He's been here since the place opened. The old librarian, well, she took the relocation and expansion as a cue it was time to retire. I don't rightly know how Ibrahim ended up in the post, but I know he'd been here during his time as a diplomat. Perhaps he got to know your uncle then? However it happened, he retired from his life as a diplomat and moved here with his wife. Didrik, I seek access to Ibrahim's restricted library. He says he would facilitate me if I could trade him something of equal interest, but I do not know the man nor his interests. Perhaps you could guide me? Let me think. Oh, I know, there's a tarot reader in the market. I think she's from his homeland or something. He came back the other day angry that she wouldn't sell him a scroll. Not sure what it was, but if you should get that for him, he'd be happy, no doubt. Once again, my dear friend, you have come to my aid. I'll go see this woman right away. She's at the market, you say? She is. You'll know her by her tent. It's unlike any other stall there. Godspeed. That's great. That's great. Okay, let's go down. Oh, we can travel from here. Okay. Oh no, we can't. Okay. Let's go outside. And now let's go to the market. Sulan.
Your cards, I will not read.
I do not care for a card reading. No, you seek something I have. Yes, a scroll for the librarian. May I have it? Do you know what the scroll contains? I do not. Do you wish to? If I am honest, its contents matter to me not. All I care for is that he wants it and what he's getting it will give me. I respect your honesty, if not your integrity. I felt like she would part with the scroll. I just needed to find out how to get her to do so. Acuity level 2. I do have acuity, yes. Spend 0 skill points to understand her drive. She was a mystic, a believer in tarot and palm readings. To her, the path was set. I just had to let her know this was predestined. Please, you can entrust the scroll to me. I think you know that to be true. This is the way things are meant to unfold. Perhaps I do want to read of this thing, and somehow I knew you were the one who would take it. I urge you not to pass it to the librarian. But if that too is destined, then it's not for me to interfere. Here. What's with this scroll anyway?
Your cards, I will not read. Your future is not set, and yet I see that you will seek the wood of the devil.
What can you tell me about it?
Its bark carries occult properties. Through it, men commune with their lord from beyond.
Interesting.
Oh there, goodly sir. Can I interest you in some rare foods? Cheese from the kingdoms of France, perhaps? Or dried meat from the 13 colonies? Well, you can have some rice from the east and grains from Africa.
There is too much suffering there, my friend. I have seen many of my people stolen away, or killed if they resist. Mans is a safer place, where difference is tolerated and where the French and the English do not commodify the native people. I only hope that my fallen brothers and sisters find peace in Akira, the next life.
Do you see any hope for your people who remain at home?
I know not. We are truly positive by nature, but under the fist of the European slave trade, what can we do?
Wow.
Even our sacred island, Saint Louis, has been despoiled by their trading settlement and fort there. The souls of our departed dwelled there before their journey to the afterlife, and now our enslaved dwell there too, as they await the big ships which sail away west and north. A purgatory indeed.
What do you have for sale? Maybe I can sell something? Yes, I can. Huh. Okay. 20 coins, I think it's enough.
Welcome, sir. I have fabrics from across the known world, linens from the Nile, wool from the highlands of Scotland, and, of course, silks from the Orient. If there is anything I can help you with, please let me know.
Show me your wares.
With pleasure.
Oh, they have the same prices. Okay. Okay. So it's morning. Let's go to the academy again. Let's go inside.
Hello.
What of the old library? Oh, Madame Kotok stayed there after retiring. She converted it into a home. There's a sad irony there, I think. She could give up the freedom of the books, but not the prison that was those four walls. I think she's happy there. Yes, sorry, I had a tad melancholy there. Left spaces. Good day, okay. But where is the school? Oh, it's here. Okay.
Hello, dear cousin.
What wonderful timing. I was teaching the children about the geography of our beautiful country, but I'm afraid I've lost their attention. Perhaps their other teacher can get it back. I would be happy to try, cousin. To the south of Ralston is the mighty Adriatic Sea. How about you start your lesson there? I decided to teach properly. Spend 0 skill points to recall some useful facts about the Adriatic. The Adriatic is the northernmost arm of the Mediterranean Sea with over 1,300 islands within it. Its name predates even the Roman Empire, who called it the Mare Adriaticum. How do you know how many islands there is? Count them yourself? No, not personally. Better go do it now. Lesson's over, right, Headmaster? Despite her teasing, the orphans seemed interested again, evidently impressed by my expertise. Nice try, Robin. Please continue. Perhaps you have a story to share about the Adriatic? I decided to tell an impressive story. Impress level 3. Impress level 4. Oh, that's perfect. Spend 0 skill points to invent an impressive tale. A merchant I once knew was returning to Larsen from the Levant, his ship weighed down with silk and gold, so much of it that the water almost spilled into the deck. As they passed the mouth of the Adriatic, they were so low that they struck something in the deep. The ship began to shake like some massive creature was rubbing its thick hide against the bottom of the boat. The crew insisted they raise all sail so they might outrun it. The children were silent, completely enraptured. They raced and raced, nearly crashing into the dock when they arrived in Mars. The crew spilled off the ship, climbing over each other to reach land first. The merchant insisted they were imagining things. But when the dock crews inspected the hull the next day, they found a handful of scales embedded in the hull, each as big as my hand. To this day, that merchant is careful not to let his ship dip too deep when entering the Adriatic for fear of disturbing what slumbers there. The children erupted with questions immediately. Now, children, indoor voices, please, you are still in class. Thank you for that informative lesson. I think it really sucked. Nick, what? He thinks he can just come in here and I'm supposed to like him cause his dad died? Oh, Nick, that's enough. He's just some dumb rich kid with a drunk dad and a loony mom who'd be better off joining him. The room got very quiet as no one seemed to know what to say. I showed empathy and tried to talk to Nick. I laughed in approval of Nick's scrappy attitude. Ha, good for you, Nick. Huh? What? Why should I expect his respect without doing anything to earn it? You will usually get in trouble for doing it, Nick, but standing up to authority takes courage. Good for you. Thanks? I noticed Robin glaring down at her desk. As the leader of the little troop, I thought it might be because she was used to Nick listening to her and didn't like that he hadn't. Lucas nodded at me in appreciation and then gestured for me to continue teaching for the morning. The rest of the morning passed as slowly for me as it did for the children. Still, I thought with patience, and I felt that they learned something. Wow. Okay. Amongst the books were some that provided language instruction, Germanic, Slavic, and even Latin. I saw nothing of any more arcane languages here, however.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
What Workin is doing today? You can only work for paying once per chapter. Okay. I like to collect my pay. Yes, indeed. 4 crowns. Oh my god. That's not much. Okay. It's still morning. Excuse me. Oh, there's a chest here. This appeared to be a storeroom. Various Curious lay about many caked in layers of dust. Practical herbalist. Ooh. Can I get this book? Pestle and mortar, leather gloves and jar. Okay. Oh. Okay, there's nothing here. Let's go up. Ah, okay. Let's talk with Ibrahim.
Good day.
Did you know my father? He seems to have become interested in research in his later years, and I thought perhaps he'd come here from time to time.
Had dealings with him, yes. Largely, I left him to his work.
What was his work? Do you have a record of the books he
We
studied?
only record books that are borrowed, not those read here. We do not have the information you seek.
I came to thank you for the support you've given my friend Didrik over the years.
Unrequired. He works hard. I respect that. I have use for it. He has earned anything he has received from me.
About that knowledge share. Yes, you have something for me, perhaps? I have a well-crafted telescope that might interest you. I held out the telescope I had found in my father's storeroom. Ibrahim looked it over approvingly. Why, yes, this is of great interest to me. Thank you. We have a deal. Oh, wow. So I managed to keep the scroll. Then Ibrahim took me to a section hidden away at the back. He pulled out a handful of books and showed them to me. One had the same script as my own tome, an old relic from the Zoroastrian faith. The script was called Zand, and it was going to help me cure my mother. Might I borrow this a while? The old man stroked his beard for a moment and stared at me as if to read my soul. Perhaps you will share your findings someday, yes? He nodded then, and I was free to take the cipher. I had found a cipher for my father's tome. It was probably best to do this work somewhere safe, perhaps my father's study. Interesting. During the night I dreamed I saw you talking to a strange person beside the fire. Strange? No, your father is quite well again. He was not badly wounded. Did Zelig visit last night? It seemed like someone who was threatening you. Oh no, He would never do that. Zelig loves me and he will be back from the war soon. I hear they defeated the Lich. Your uncle Gervais was injured, but your father was quite a hero. I could tell that she would not be able to give me the answers I sought. Let's maybe try and find the herbalist first. Okay, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I have my dog's monthly doctor appointment, but we'll be back the day after tomorrow with another Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader stream. So until then, everyone, thank you for watching and see you then. Bye bye.